Johnny gazes down at Sunset City through massive CEO office windows with a calm, deep expression. The news plays on the desk computer, announcing Horizon's release and its global sensation impact. He lights a cigarette with disdain, recalling truths hidden behind the game's facade. He remembers his past life fighting alien gods and their trickery through Horizon. Johnny reflects on his previous life's failure and untapped chance to rise with Horizon's launch. A knock interrupts his thoughts. Krysick enters with company contracts in hand. Krysick explains the low bids from two companies interested in buying his shares. Johnny coldly scoffs at the insultingly low offer and demands the buyers leave. Krysick is taken aback by Johnny's rare display of anger toward Tyron's offer. He recalls Tyron's cold betrayal and her ruthless plan to swallow his company. He fixes his gaze and angrily laughs at Tyron's proposition of 30% shares for $10 million. He angrily slams the contract down and orders Krysick to reject the offer immediately. Krysick promises to negotiate a better price within half a month before finalizing the sale. Johnny insists on the current contract with immediate payment into his personal account. He reflects on distributing his funds carefully to prepare for a rising hidden tasks cost. With a determined glare, he vows to beat Apocalypse Group through gaming and real strength. He receives the bank transfer notification, confirming the funds available for his game preparations. His phone rings from Tyron. He answers coldly, already detached from her pleas. Tyron's soft, aggrieved voice tries to sway him. He remains cold and unyielding. He coldly confronts Tyron about her brother's embezzlement, giving her 1 day to pay back. Tyron angrily rejects his words, denying family ties and downplaying the loss. He hangs up decisively, severing any ties and closing the conversation coldly. Krysick enters with important documents, cautiously asking about his dispute with Tyron. Johnny reassures Krysick and asks about her future plans with a calm, hopeful tone. Johnny feels moved, valuing the loyal presence of Krysick by his side. He realizes Krysick alone infiltrated Tyron's guild but was ultimately overwhelmed. He suspects Tyron likely covertly killed Krysick in the past life. Johnny offers Krysick $1 million as an advance to buy a game login crystal. Krysick reveals she already bought the expensive login crystal impulsively. Johnny asks if she plans to start a game guild. She responds cautiously. He invites Krysick to move in with him, promising convenience and no awkwardness. Krysick worries Tyron will misunderstand the arrangement and cause trouble. He coldly assures her the relationship with Tyron is completely over. Hearing this, Krysick brightens with relief and excitement. She blushes and quickly changes the topic, asking Johnny to sign her resignation. She feels lighter and excited as she prepares to leave but stay near Johnny. Johnny returns home alone to his cold villa, missing Myth's warmth. He lies down in his bedroom and activates the game login crystal. He finds himself in a vast hall guarded by lifelike statues of beast-like gods. Johnny coldly vows to defeat the gods who once invaded his world. He checks his character panel showing average stats and no class yet. Choosing the warrior class, Johnny aims for the rare sword immortal path. He delays full login, seeking the hidden first-player quest in the lobby. Johnny discovers a chained, scarred elven goddess pleading for salvation in a dungeon. Without hesitation, he buys the costly divine elixir, helping restore her strength. Johnny immediately spends 20,000 gold coins on a special injury recovery potion for the goddess. The elven goddess heals instantly, her torn clothes gone and wings fully restored but without glow. He listens as she pleads for help again, her strength still gone despite the healing. Johnny reluctantly spends 30,000 gold coins on the rare 9-turn golden elixir to restore her true strength. The goddess drinks the elixir, and a powerful aura bursts forth, restoring her wings to brilliant rainbow light. She tries to break her divine shackles with pain, but even her restored strength cannot free her. Johnny prepares to spend 40,000 gold coins to break the shackles and free the goddess forever. The divine chains snap with light as she breaks free, bursting through the dungeon door into the open air. Her presence radiates a divine, holy light that commands awe but leaves Johnny unmoved. She thanks Johnny and asks for a divine essence to fully restore her power and seek revenge. Johnny hesitates but recalls the risks and spends all his remaining 100,000 gold coins on divine essence. He inspects the divine essence, realizing it can skip heavenly tribulation to ascend as a demigod. Johnny scolds his fear, remembering his courage in past life, ready to give her the essence. The goddess catches the divine essence eagerly, promising eternal loyalty to Johnny. Maeve signs a soul contract binding her to Johnny, offering eternal service and loyalty. He accepts the contract and receives a special ability boosting his life regeneration by 100 times. Maeve promises to seek revenge for Johnny and prepares to depart, flapping her dazzling wings. Before leaving, Maeve kisses Johnny softly, filling the air with a delicate floral scent. His base and hidden attributes increase by 10 points each, unlocking the rare Lucky Masterclass. Johnny studies the Lucky Masterclass benefits, knowing all probability effects now trigger perfectly. He thinks how guaranteed item drops will earn him millions, making him far from poor again. He finds the lobby quiet, realizing Maeve has already left to pursue her vengeance. Resolute, MC chooses to enter the game, ready for the challenges ahead without delay. Johnny arrives in beginner village number 103, surrounded by the lively bustle of players. He surveys the hectic market filled with hunters offering quests and selling items. He reflects on the vast scale of players already entered and the future influx to come. He heads to the old village chief to accept the quest of hunting 100 goblins for gray equipment. Johnny agrees to the quest, sensing the chief's rare acknowledgement, and moves on quickly. Players grumble, speculating about a hidden quest, but the village chief silences them with his powerful aura. Johnny leaves the village, entering the forest where low-level goblins lurk, players nowhere in sight. He spots a lone goblin with a wooden sword and swiftly charges for an opening strike. With precise strikes, he defeats the goblin before it lands a hit, collecting a piece of wooden armor drop. His experience grows slowly, but each kill helps him gather better gear bit by bit. Confident, he attracts a group of 4 goblins, ready for a tougher fight ahead. One goblin lands a weak blow, which he shrugs off before cutting through the group effortlessly. Goblins fall quickly around him, their cries fading as he remains unfazed and healthy. Several pieces of gray-quality equipment drop, including a rusty iron sword fit for his use. A notification warns him of a real-life disturbance, signaling a call from Krysik nearby. He promptly collects his loot and promptly logs off, ready to meet Krysik by his apartment. Outside his apartment, Krysik waits with concern, stopped by a security guard from entering. Johnny hurries forward, intent on resolving the obstruction keeping Krysik outside. Johnny arrives and greets the security guard to let Krysik inside his gated residence. Doe smiles broadly, accepting the cigarettes and opening the gate for Krysik. Johnny opens the car door, sitting inside calmly as Krysik prepares to drive. He teases Krysik gently as she admits feeling excited about moving in. Myth greets them promptly at the villa and offers to assist with the luggage. Krysik tidies her new room quickly, feeling nervous about receiving help. Myth prepares dinner while Krysik insists on helping in the kitchen. They share a modest, beautifully arranged dinner together at the villa. Krysik helps clean after dinner, still adjusting to her new lifestyle. Johnny negotiates with Myth to reduce cleaning to once weekly to save costs. Myth expresses concern over her job and family obligations as Johnny explains company troubles. Johnny offers a pay compromise to Myth, acknowledging her value and future needs. Myth praises Krysik's character and looks forward to preparing weekly ingredients. Johnny jokes about Krysik possibly taking someone's job, teasing her about working too hard. She insists she's not stupid and supports Johnny, having savings to rely on. Johnny asks how she feels about the game and suggests focusing on learning the world. Krysik shares her experience of the game and worries about starting a guild with high costs. Johnny explains Horizon's guilds differ and advises her to focus on gameplay first. Johnny asks which beginner village she entered to remind her about hidden quests. Kreisik confirms she is in beginner village number 88, lucky for its hidden quest reward. He reminds her to level up to unlock the rare Blazing Mage hidden class reward. Kreisik expresses surprise at the promise of Tier 1 white mage gear from Johnny. Johnny tells her to explore her room and rest while he logs back into the game. Logging back in, Johnny faces a sudden charge from 3 angry goblins. He cuts down the goblins head-on, gaining experience and looting weapons. He collects copper coins and a gray wooden bow from the defeated goblins. Johnny lands the killing blow on 2 goblins and triggers his Lucky Master ability for a guaranteed white drop. He equips the rusty iron longsword, increasing his damage by 3 points for stronger attacks. He confidently targets 2 nearby goblins, rushing into battle with renewed strength. Nearby players, including a knight and archer, marvel as Johnny single-handedly fights 2 goblins. Johnny collects loot from the goblins, including ears, a wooden shield, and a copper coin. The knight offers to buy Johnny's wooden shield through direct trade, sending a payment request. Cox, the knight, shares gear with teammates, who eagerly accept and prepare to earn profits. Johnny negotiates with Cox, offering discounted gray equipment to sell for fast cash. Cox quickly agrees and completes the trade, happily earning profits from Johnny's deals. Johnny reminds Cox not to rush converting game currency to real money, advising cautious profit-taking. The players discuss Johnny's advice, uncertain but persuaded to invest wisely in the game economy. The priestess wishes they could recruit Johnny to their team, admiring his strength and skill. Johnny ventures deeper into the forest, seeking the stronger goblin elites to increase experience quickly. He strikes first, ambushing a goblin elite with a swift slash that causes heavy damage. The goblin elite roars and swings its spear, but Johnny dodges easily with swift, agile movements. He relentlessly strikes the goblin elite until it collapses, bloodied and defeated on the forest floor. Johnny claims the copper coin and quest item from the fallen goblin elite, moving closer to his goal. He continues deeper into the forest, ready to hunt more goblin elites for valuable experience and loot. Johnny stands surrounded by 4 goblin elites deep in the forest, ready for battle. He quickly defeats all 4 goblin elites, forcing them to retreat, injured and bleeding. He watches the darkening sky. No other players join the battle in the silent woods. His attacks flow smooth and swift. All goblin elites fall, lifeless and bleeding. Johnny feels a surge of heat and power as he levels up, glowing briefly. He notes his rapid level gain, surprised how fast he reached this stage on his own. He collects goblin ears and picks up the copper coins and gray equipment dropped nearby. He sets aside a mage robe to gift to Kreisik, his professional ally. His gear is now fully upgraded, making him strong enough to challenge tougher foes. He resolves to kill more goblin elites, now earning only 1 experience point per kill. He thinks about accelerating kills to reach 1,000 before other players arrive. Night deepens, goblin packs forage nearby, the forest growing more dangerous. Transforming into a ghost, he launches a surprise attack on the goblin leader. The goblin leader roars and swings its spiked club fiercely, striking at him. Johnny staggers back, wounded but steady, barely regaining his footing. He swiftly counters, striking 2 powerful blows to the goblin leader's chest and shoulder. Before it can react, Johnny dodges the goblin leader's heavy follow-up club swing. The goblin leader spins its spiked club, charging a powerful power strike skill. Johnny strikes the leader's wrist, interrupting the power strike and stunning it. He unleashes a flurry of attacks, reducing his stunned foe to a quarter health. Alerted by danger, he narrowly dodges a flying arrow grazing his neck. A Prince Guild team ambushes him. A knight, 2 assassins, and 2 archers emerge. Johnny charges 2 assassins, instantly killing one and terrifying the other. The remaining foes shoot arrows causing minor damage. Then he quickly kills the knight. Johnny kills Wachit and the last archer, collecting dropped equipment afterwards. He notices his lucky masterclass causing rare gear drops and collects all the loot. Johnny turns back to the wounded goblin leader, ready to finish the fight decisively. Johnny watches as the goblin leader calls reinforcements to overwhelm him. He strikes swiftly, cutting down goblin elites with cold precision. He taunts the wounded goblin leader, provoked and enraged by the challenge. He easily deflects the goblin leader's wild swings and counters relentlessly. Johnny notices the boss is about to evolve, a rare transformation about to unfold. He rushes forward, striking again and again to break the boss's evolving defenses. His relentless strikes halt the regeneration. The boss weakens steadily. After evolving, the goblin leader grows larger and more terrifying, ready to crush him. He narrowly dodges deadly swings, blood pumping as danger escalates. He lands a critical hit but is forced to retreat as the boss slams the ground. Earthquake slam shakes the ground, stunning him in a dangerous moment. Johnny is struck hard, sent flying, barely surviving a devastating hit. Recovering quickly, he rushes back to finish the furious boss before it can attack again. Johnny breaks the boss's guard with striking speed, landing twin hits. The elite boss collapses, defeated despite its fury and power. Johnny unlocks a lethal skill, Sword Shock, mastering the art of rapid strikes. Announcements echo across Newbie Village, stirring uproar over Johnny's feat. Wichit and his team revive, enraged at losing the boss and their gear. Wichit demands revenge, dismissing concerns over their opponent's strength. Johnny reviews his system rewards, discovering several powerful new items. He inspects a green rose ring and a dominance belt, noting their unique bonuses. He considers the Power Strike skill book but dismisses its long charge time as impractical. His health rises to 450 and physical damage improves to 31 with new gear equipped. Johnny's inventory is full, so he decides to sort through his gray-quality items. He messages his friend Cox to come to the Goblin Elite Forest and help sort gear. Johnny checks Krizik's level before deciding to send her some equipment. Krizik's team struggles to fight a goblin with 3 mages and 1 priest. She pauses the fight to reply to Johnny's message, feeling frustrated with her team's weakness. He tells her a proper team needs a knight or warrior, but Krizik's group sticks to their flawed setup. Johnny remotely gifts Kryzik powerful green and white gear to help her through the newbie phase. Kryzik hides her valuable new gear's stats, gaining admiration from her team after a strong performance. Cox's team arrives rapidly, warning Johnny about the Prince Guild's bounty and recruitment. Johnny scoffs at Wichit's threats, recalling how he defeated him and took his gear. Johnny pulls out his vast amount of gray-quality gear to share. Cox and team are stunned. Cox stammers, guessing Johnny must have raided the newbie village to gather so much loot. Johnny remains silent but reminds Cox about the 90 silver cost per item he plans to charge. Johnny wonders aloud how wealthy Wichit really is while planning to scam him. Cox calms down and warns Johnny about Wichit's enormous financial strength. Johnny scoffs at Wichit, dismissing him as just a petty local tyrant. Johnny plans to exploit Wichit's ignorance and greed to his advantage. Johnny pulls 4 powerful white-quality weapons from his bag to sell to Wichit. Cox and the others are stunned, realizing the white gear's staggering value. The warrior player's greedy plan is crushed under Johnny's cold, piercing gaze. Cox recovers and admits he lacks capital to buy the white gear outright. Johnny offers a 10% commission to sell the white gear to Wichit through Cox. Cox hesitates but asks for 1% commission, already feeling overwhelmed by the offer. Johnny trusts them to handle the sale carefully but warns against greed. Cox organizes his team to hype the items and protect Johnny's identity. Johnny reflects on the rarity of white gear and the potential risk of exposure. Johnny receives a private chat from Kryzik, reminding him to log off for breakfast. Johnny hunts goblin elites relentlessly to gain experience and progress levels. Johnny picks up a rare treasure map dropped by a goblin elite boss. He examines the treasure map, revealing a newbie village secret in orc territory. Deciding to focus on an older quest, Johnny pockets the map and resumes hunting. After killing many goblin elites, Johnny reaches level 3 and gains new equipment. Johnny entrusts Cox with the gray gear while keeping white gear safe for now. He plans to rent a warehouse back in Newbie Village to store the rare gear safely. Krysick messages Johnny from the kitchen, reminding him to log off for breakfast. He battles more goblin elites fiercely, surpassing their level and gaining no experience. Johnny checks his inventory, counting exactly 300 goblin ears for the quest. He debates whether to turn in the quest or continue hunting toward 1,000 ears. Johnny kills a dozen more goblin elites and earns a rare white-quality leather armor. Feeling hungry, Johnny logs off after a long night focused on goblin hunting. Johnny arrives home just in time to stop Malfurion from attacking Krysick. Tyrande accuses Krysick viciously while Malfurion prepares to drag her away. Johnny arrives suddenly, knocking Malfurion backward to protect Krysick. He demands to know who dared bring trouble into his home with fierce coldness.